And now, 6 Sports presents the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter.
Well, for the first time this season, we had both our high school girls and boys basketball teams playing on a Friday night, meaning we have a jam-packed night of high school hoops. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Haley Shungard. It's always fun when we have rivals meeting this early in the season, and it was the case tonight for our big game as Jackson Northwest was taking on Parma Western in girls hoops. Jackson Northwest collected the sweep over Parma Western last season, and like any good rivalry game, the fans got their money's worth in this one. Lucy Bivens opens the bank to push the Mounties in front, but the Panthers had an answer courtesy of Bailey Stewart. A little stop and pop action from her helps Parma take a 1-point lead into the locker room, and the boxing match was just getting going. Rhea Hitt looking like MJ out there in number 23. Okay, she gets the crafty bucket to fall, and Parma retakes the lead, but no one had an answer for Ashley Weller. Under 2 minutes to go, and thanks to the friendly bounce, she puts the Mounties in front by 1. Then with under 35 seconds left, and who else would Northwest go to? This time she gets the bucket and the whistle. Weller finished with 22 to help Northwest win a nail-biter, 43-40 the final, to make it 3 in a row now over the Panthers.
Our girls prepare and think about this for, the entire preseason. They know that Western's our first conference game, so getting this one out of the way was extremely important. And just so proud of our effort tonight. The way our girls battled when we weren't necessarily at our best offensively was just phenomenal.
Well, staying with our girls teams, coming off its first regional title since 1975 last season, Holt is now being led by Edwin Jones, with Tori Brooks now being the head coach at East Lansing.
Holt's first game came right down to the wire on Tuesday night as the Rams dropped a heartbreaker 57-56 to Heartland. We bring in the third member of our team, Tyler Drizinga, to see if they were able to bounce back tonight. Hey, Tyler.
Hey guys, the Rams were in front of the home fans for the first time this season, faced a tough test against Traverse City Central, a team that finished 17-7 a season ago. The Trojans drove 190 miles to play this game tonight. It was the Rams who were lighting it up from outside in the first half. Rayma Dozier fires from the corner and fills it. Holt on top 18-5 late in the first quarter. Later, a similar play as it's another skip pass to Dozier in the corner. You know how this ends. 3 more on the board for the Rams. Allison Metzger is the player who made both those passes to Dozier. On this play, she says, it's my turn to shoot, knocking down a 3 from the top of the key. Late in the half, 1 more 3 from Dozier for good measure. She led the way with 18 points as the Rams win 63-39, the first win for Coach Edwin Jones.
Yeah, it was a great feeling getting our first win, especially in front of our home crowd. We lost a heartbreaker at the buzzer on Tuesday, so I was really proud of the girls the way they bounced back.
It felt good. We love the support, really. We had people come out. We knew that this game we needed to bounce back from Tuesday. It was real hard for us. We had people step up. Everybody, got on the boards, got steals, got points, so everybody contributed to help us get this one.
Moving to the CMAC, the always talented Fowler Eagles were taking on Stockbridge tonight, and in the second quarter, the Eagles were trailing, but thanks to some nice ball movement, Katie Spicer lays it in. The Eagles were just starting to heat up from there. Grace O'Hare connects from downtown to tie things up, and Fowler goes on a run again, and Selena Stump finds freshman Isabel Hoffman for the 3 and the lead, and a great hustle play from Paige Thalen leads to the 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Fowler wins 47-33 for its first win of the season. As for the boys teams in the CMAC, Langsbrook took down Portland St. Patrick tonight 72-53 with Xander Woodruff scoring a team high 26 points. That's just routine for him.
Yeah,
at this
I was going to
point.
say naturally. Well, as for Pewamo Westphalia, it bounced back from a loss to Langsburg on Wednesday with a 94-42 win over Lansing Christian tonight.
Wow, over at Bath, the Fighting Bees were looking for their first win of the season with Fowler in town, and the Bees were buzzing early. Jacob Kuhn drops a dime to Colton Hisman, and the Bees are flowing like Hisman's hair in the wind.
Oh, yeah.
But Fowler was able to answer back from behind the arc. Asher Kenishneck makes a trip to Splashtown. Then you have Jacob Hoffman ripping the ball away like it's nothing. A hop, skip, and a do later, Fowler takes down Bath 60-28.
Well, sticking with some C-Maction, see what I did there? Potterville took the trek into Aggie country and encountered some weather once they got inside because Dansville was making it rain threes. Drew France connects on a pretty rainbow to put the fellas in white in front by 10 and force the Vikings to call a TO. And that weather wasn't an isolated shower. Dylan Ream joins the party to increase the lead. On the other end, though, Reed Jackson's first try is no good, but watch this. Andrew Wright tips it right back to Jackson, who makes sure not to miss the second time. But Dansville just had the hot hands tonight. Mason Rutan cashes in for 2 to help the Aggies cruise to victory, 52-39, the final.
Well, it's time for our first timeout, but when we come back, we'll check in on an early season conference showdown between Mason and Hazlitt, the home opener for the Bulldogs. Plus, East Lansing is off to a 2-0 start and has won each game by over 30 points. Could they stay hot at home tonight against Birmingham Seaholm? Those highlights and more when the Dean Trailways fifth quarter returns. Mason has quite a few players who play both football and basketball, and with the Bulldogs making a run all the way to the state title game on the gridiron, those players got a late start in getting ready for basketball season. But they had to be ready tonight, because even though this was just Mason's second game of the year, it was a conference clash for the Bulldogs. They faced Hazlitt in the home opener, the fourth game of the year for the Vikings. It was also the first of 2 games in 24 hours for Mason. They'll turn right around and play Adrian in the Moneyball Showcase tomorrow. Second quarter, Caleb Parrish drives, spins inside for the nice lay-in. Bulldogs rolling early. Then Levi Stambaugh gives it up, gets it back, and steps into a 3, knocking it down to push the Bulldog lead up to 28-9. Later, Luke Marlin dribbles out of a crowd, pushes the pace in transition, firing ahead to Parrish, who finds Stambaugh for the lay-in. Then Marlin takes it himself this time, gets the shot to drop plus the foul. Mason rolls to a big home win, 74-43, the final. Let's head to St. John's. The Red Wings looking for their first win of the season. We pick things up in the third quarter. A nice little give and go between Chris Stewart and Brendan Thomas. And he knocks down the 3 from distance. St. John's in front. Then Thomas drives it inside, finishes off the glass to extend the Red Wings lead. But Willie comes charging back. Ben Barnstable muscles his way down low, gets the lefty jump hook to fall. Hornets keeping it rolling later on. Braden Johnson on the wing. Lets it fly from downtown and buries it. Willie closing the gap. Then after a collision underneath, Barnstable cleans up the mess, gets the bunny to fall. Hornets complete the comeback. Take down St. John's 45-39.
It's a nice win for the Hornets.
Absolutely.
There. And it may be early in the season, but coming into the night, we had 5 of the 7 boys teams in the CAAC Blue without a loss.
Wow. And tonight, DeWitt took down Mount Pleasant in an overtime thriller, 49-46, to improve to 4-0 on the season. Staying in the blue after 2 games on the road, East Lansing was finally back at home tonight, taking on Birmingham Seaholm, and they didn't waste much time getting right down to business. Charlie Baker lays it in with ease to get the party started. Then J.O. Branson gets in his bag of tricks. The spin move was too clean, my dude.
Clean.
KJ Torbert joins in, turning defense to offense, and ends it with an exclamation point. How about a one-handed slam? Now he would show off his range too, cashing in the 3 ball. And how about one more dunkaroo for good measure?
Dunkaroo?
Am I right? A dunkaroo. Torbert is cleared for takeoff as East Lansing coasts to victory, 57-16, the final.
Well, Okemos was also looking to improve to 4-0 this season, and the Wolves were taking on Howell tonight. And these future varsity Wolves were so fired up they might have broke our camera's audio. Picking things up in the fourth quarter, Colin Walton uses one hand to grab the offensive rebound, then goes right back up with it to extend the Okemos lead. He finished with 18 points and 11 rebounds. A few ticks on the clock later, Colin uses his 6'5" frame to his advantage down low again, and you can't show one Walton without showing the other.
Exactly.
Twin brother Brennan led the team with 19 points as Okemos takes down Howell 71-59. Moving over to the CAAC White, Lansing Catholic and Lansing Sexton opened up conference play against one another. In the early going, DJ Rowley has some fun just inside the paint, showing off the strength, getting the friendly bounce to go in and gives the Cougars the early lead. Then on the other end, Lansing Catholic comes away with the rebound, but Devon Hodges-Smith says, give me that. The senior gets the bucket and the foul to give the lead back to the J-Dubs. Both teams were looking for their first win of the season, showed a lot of fight, and Drew Tolfree was an example. From downtown, he forces Sexton to call timeout, but these J-Dubs were feeling the dub. Keyshawn Somerville forces the turnover, pulls out a little fillet as Sexton takes down Lansing Catholic 68-55 for its first win of the year. Well, as you know, the football season wrapped up last month, and one player who was key to Mason reaching its first ever state championship game was senior wide receiver Tyler Baker.
He's also quite the track and field athlete. In the spring, he won the Division II 110-meter hurdles, and this afternoon he signed his national letter of intent. Baker is headed to the University of Michigan, where he will be participating in the decathlon, which is a competition that combines 10 track and field events over the span of 2 days. He will be leaving quite the legacy at Mason. On top of his state title last spring, he broke the high jump record his sophomore year, with his senior season still waiting for him. By moving to the decathlon, Baker will have to do some events he's never done before, much like his longtime friend AJ Martell, who helped us out and became a 6 Sports reporter for the day.
10 events, that's a lot of events in 2 days, you said?
Yep.
What events are you most looking forward to, and which ones are you a little scared to compete in?
I'm really looking forward to learning the pole vault and javelin. They seem like two technical and fun events to compete in. Yeah. I'm a little scared for the 1500 and the 400. Not a big long distance guy, but we'll figure it out.
Hey, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Those two are something else.
They definitely are.
Well, we need to take our final break of the night. When we come back, we're heading over to Munn Ice Arena.
That's because Michigan State's hockey team was playing its first home game in nearly a month.
Oof, and plus, the Michigan State women's basketball team begins Big Ten play tomorrow. We're going to hear from one player who has been waiting for this moment. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. After having a bye last week, Michigan State's hockey team was back on the home ice tonight for its final series before Christmas.
The 7th-ranked Spartans were hoping to head into the holiday break with some holiday cheer in a win over number 20 Notre Dame. In the second, things will be tied at 1-1, and with the Spartan power play winding down, Joey Larson throws the puck in. No good, but he buries the second try. Spartans up 2-1 after the second. And just 18 seconds into the third, Artem Levshnoff would show another reason why he is projected to go top 5 from the circle. What a snipe right into the twine, and the Spartans' special teams continued their domination on another power play. After some scrambling in front of the net, the Iceman, Isaac Howard, would come up at the right time to put this baby on ice. Michigan State takes game 1, 5-2, the final.
Meanwhile, MSU women's basketball begins Big Ten play tomorrow. The Spartans have looked fantastic in rolling through non-conference play and are off to a 7-1 start. One of the new faces leading the charge is Jocelyn Tate, the only player to come with Robin Freilich from Bowling Green. I spoke with Tate for the MSU FCU Coaches Show this week and asked about that moment where Freilich asked her to come to MSU.
It was actually really crazy because that whole week I was really upset, emotional, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. And then I get this call from her and she's like, you know how I feel, I still want to be coaching you and all this stuff. and like instantly, like I just felt like a little bit of like relief and like stress come off my shoulders.
So on top of featuring the women's basketball team tomorrow on the MSU FCU Coaches Show, we also had a chance to sit down with new MSU football coach Jonathan Smith. You do not want to miss it. As for now, that'll be it for tonight's show. See you later.
See ya.